Today in the Rose Garage, we were talking about parts we have for the GLTC Integra from Honed Developments. These guys have been super helpful. We had a bunch of conversations with them before we ordered the parts. They really pointed us in the right directions of what we actually need versus what we just wanted to put on the car. So we're going to unbox everything we have from them and give a little background on why we chose the parts we did and give you guys a closer look at what they are all about. All right, so we got a whole bunch of parts. Start with the soft things here, sticker. This is kind of cool. This is on their website too, but they give you alignment recommendations as a starting point. So if you're new to like an older Honda chassis, I think if you start here, you'll probably have pretty good success out of the box. So that's nice. Quick reference. Got a shirt, always good. We like to represent companies we are working with. So that's cool. And yeah, let's start getting into some of this stuff. So a very common problem on the older Hondas is a rear trailing arm. So old Hondas were designed to take, like a 175 14-inch tire, and we're going to be running a 225 Hoosier. Not exactly within design parameters when these things are created. So these are a gusset for the rear trailing arm. So this is already, cut to fit the factory trailing arm from I think it's from a 92 Civic up to 2000, so EG, EK, DC Integra. These are meant to reinforce the trailing arm, keep them from cracking, add some stiffness. So these are ready to weld into a set of arms. We've got two sets, that way we can have a spare set of arms in case we run into any issues at the track. To go along with those reinforcements, they also sell these reinforcements that go on the trailing arm as well. So these go, I think, where the lower control arm mounts to the trailing arm. Another common point from cracking. So we'll get these welded up onto our control arms, get a spare set of control arms, have those welded up, and we shouldn't have any problems with rear trailing arms throughout the season. So again, this is really smart, simple solutions. This stuff's not expensive. I think maybe 40 bucks, 50 bucks for a set, but just to the point, really well-engineered solution to a problem that a lot of people have when they start racing these Hondas. So I definitely like that. Another area we are addressing with these parts from Honed is the suspension geometry. So we're going to start up front. We have adjustable tie rod kit. So this kit is going to correct the geometry of your tie rod. So when you lower these Hondas, your steering, the angle of the tie rods are going to impact your steering. So it's going to induce bump steering. So the toe is going to change when you turn the wheel, and that's bad. So this kit fixes that. So everything is packaged super well, so we can get this open. So this kit comes with some rod ends to go to the control arm. Comes with some OEM Honda bolts for your chassis nuts, things like that. New cotter pins, and then the inner tie rods and the kind of turnbuckle to adjust the tie rod length. So here's a closer look at the adjustable tie rod kit. This has a nice spherical bearing here at the end, fully adjustable obviously, and comes with different size spacers, and that is to move the tie rod end up or down depending on your ride height. So this can probably accommodate a variety of ride heights. So that's a pretty nice little feature in there to make sure this thing is nice and level and gets rid of any of that dreaded bump steer that might happen if this is down or up or the geometry is a little crazy. So nice piece, nice big flat on here. Yeah, this should definitely do the job. We also have ball joints. So this is a really common upgrade on your older Hondas, is extending lower ball joints. So this gets your lower control arm angle back closer to what it was from the factory. So again, on both sides, so we've got these big beefy ball joints here, and then there's a collar that helps space this out from your knuckle. Some circlips here to snap them in, and of course some OEM Honda castle nuts to complete the package. So nice stuff there. And then this one I found really interesting. So when you start running bigger brakes up front, and then you have these lower ball joints that are extended, you can overheat them. So the heat from the brake rotor will kind of like boil the grease that's in there. So this is a set of heat shields to go around the lower ball joint and stop that from happening. So again, this is a cheap, easy solution, but it's a really smart way to fix a problem that when you really start tracking the car, you run into. Continuing with the suspension stuff, we have their rear geometry connection kit. So this has got two big brackets here. This is going to change where your rear lower control arm mounts to your trailing arm. And then we have all the hardware you need to do it. This is kind of cool. They include links to their website, so you can get the manual PDF online of how to install everything. So it's nice, there's a reference. So with all those parts to get the suspension sorted, we wanted to move on to fixing the brakes. So we had a video going over the Integra, when we bought it and the condition it was in when Seth picked it up. And a big topic of that video was the brakes. It has a really big stop tech kit on it. We're going to change that out to a smaller kit. So we talked to Honed about what they would recommend to go with that kit, and we have some parts to help us improve the braking. So the biggest component of the braking system is going to be this brake booster delete. So this, you're going to take off your brake booster, you're going to put this on, and we're going to move the car to manual brakes. They have a lot of good information on their website and a lot of testing that they did to kind of show pedal effort is increased minimally, but your resistance to lockup and that brake pedal feel is dramatically improved. So after talking with them, we decided this sounds like something we want. So you got this nice CNC machined adapter, backside's even, back milled and cut out, save some weight. Pretty smart there. You got a gasket, and you have a new rod to go in place of the stock rod that is in your Civic or Integra. So I'm excited on this kit. I feel like improved brake feel, that's where you're going to get that last little bit of lap time. So hopefully this will help us achieve that in the Integra. To go along with the booster delete, we have a master cylinder brace. So again, this is like the, Civics weren't designed to do what we're doing with them. So this is a brace. It's going to mount to your strut tower, and it's going to go to your master cylinder and just help give a little bit less give in the system to help with pedal feel. And the final piece of the puzzle that we have from Honed is the steering rack bushings. So along the same lines of most of these parts, taking what Honda did from the factory and just kind of beefing it up. So these are just some really simple aluminum bushings that are going to go in place of the factory bushings for your steering rack and make that feel a little bit more direct, a little more firm than what the old, I don't even know, 25-year-old bushings are in the Integra at this point. Alright, that's it for this video on the parts from Honed Developments that we're going to run on the GLTC Integra next year. I'm really happy we got in touch with these guys and they reached out to us, letting us know they could help us with some of the problems we were going to have on the Integra. These solutions are super well engineered and just really to the point of fixing the problem that these guys have found through tracking their Hondas and that other people have found when they put big sticky tires on these old chassis. This is ultimately going to help us get through the season with less trouble, and then hopefully help us find some speed out on track. So we'll document the install of these as best we can, and we will make some future videos about that. Until then, thanks for watching, and stay tuned as we keep prepping the Integra for the 2021 season. See you guys out on track.